Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the tier list series. Today we're doing boss items. Last episode, if you didn't catch it, we did legendaries. Go check it out, and while you're there, you might as well click subscribe so you don't miss any more. Also, I stream on Twitch. I do Risk of Rain Eclipse runs, and you can hang out and watch as I suffer, or just subscribe to the YouTube to see the runs edited down to about 20 minutes every Sunday at 10 a.m. Shameless plug. Go check it out. Let's start with the yellow items today. They come from bosses. They drop from boss enemies during teleporters. I'm going to go through the tiers here and explain how they work. We'll start off with I am boss now. You become the boss. That's a great item. You're in a great spot. And you have insert exclamatory remark like woo or yay when you find it. Then we have cool, I guess. Not the best, but not the worst. Then we have C. I mean, it's C. What do you want from me? It's C. It's the middle. What else am I supposed to call it? It's C. Then we have ugh. Kind of cringe a little bit. Not a good item. You don't like to see it. Then we have get pranked. It might as well be a joke. Why did I get this item? And then we have literally bad. It's literally a negative item for you. It only hurts you, basically. There's one of those. We'll get there. Let's talk about the first two. Actually, let's talk about these three, because these are the three that are technically not boss items. We'll start with the Irradiant Pearl, which will go to the top spot. And the Pearl goes into insert exclamatory remark. I'll talk about pearls. Pearls come from lunar items. When you buy a lunar item, there can be cleansing pools on a couple of maps, and when you insert a lunar item into a cleansing pool, similarly to a printer, it will shoot out some pearls, or one pearl. There is a 20% chance or a 10% chance to get an Irradiant Pearl. That increases all of your stats by 10% per stack. Super good, great item, extremely rare. A Pearl increases your health by 10%. Cool, and it's rare, so it's more fun. It's probably, to be honest, like a C or a cool, I guess, but they're really fun and rare, so I'm putting them up there. And then we'll take a look at the, I think it's the Halcyon Seed. Or like the Halicon Seed. I don't know exactly the order of the letters, but that's somewhat what it's like. There is a gold altar on some maps, and if you purposely go there and kill the boss there, you will always get this item. So it's not really like a per chance thing. You're guaranteed to get it if you would like to. It's cool. I'm going to put it in insert exclamatory remark. It's a lot of fun and kind of rare. You basically get a gold version of a Stone Titan. That helps you kill things and has like cooler power-ups and only comes in during boss fights, but is still really cool and helps with Mythics. It's more just like dope than anything, so I'm putting it in that A tier. Now let's get to the real boss items that actually drop from the bosses. Let's start with Titanic Knurl. Get pranked, dude. That sucks. You got a Stone Titan on your teleporter? Yikes, dude. That's a rough one. It just boosts health and regeneration. That's fine, but it's not by much, and that gets nerfed in Eclipse 5 a little bit, and it's just, compared to the rest, it's just not on the same level. Let's take a look at Queen's Gland, same place. Queen's Gland is ass. You just get a Beetle Guard that follows you around and kills some stuff, maybe sometimes. It can't hit anything in the air, it's somewhat slow, and compared to the rest of these, not good at all. Then we have the Soleus Probes. I might have gotten the item name wrong, but it's two drones that come out and will just assist you. There's a Quiet Probe, and then another, I forget what they're called. They have little names. One is a Quiet Probe and one is another one. It's not loud. I'm going to put those in insert exclamatory remark. Pretty good item. And compared with Colonel, like the spare drone parts, Colonel Drone Man, incredibly good. But even by default, very solid. I enjoy them. Okay. Alright, bring it in. Bring it in. Let's get all close. Getting right with the microphone. Bring it in. Bring it in. Everyone huddle up. Don't pick this up. Almost never. Literally do not pick this item up. It actually hurts you more than it helps. Genuinely. Planula comes from the grandparent on stage 5. So unless you get extremely lucky, well, unlucky, it's not a good item, but unless you get the rare chance of having a yellow printer on a stage before stage 5, or you plan on looping, you're going to get this right before the moon. It adds, it's as simple as this, it's 3 repulsion armor plates. it adds 15%, or no, not percent, 15 damage reduction. So repulsion armor is 5, this is 15, so for a boss item to be equal to 3 of the exact same white item, not very good, but the problem is you get no time to use it. You go to the moon where everything hurts, and then you fight Mithrix who only does giant amounts of damage to you. And then when he takes your items, he gets it and it becomes really hard to kill him because he has the 15 armor reduction, and you have no items now to hurt him. So it becomes really difficult to kill him at the end. The worst yellow item by far. Don't grab it. Yellow scrap. Usually our scraps have gone in C, because usually you don't know what you're going to get from them. On a yellow printer that don't really exist anywhere, if you scrap a yellow item, you're probably losing it. Very rarely are yellow scrappers a thing, so having a yellow scrap very rarely gets used, and you'll usually just waste the item by scrapping it. Let's move on to Little Disciple. I'm the boss now. Pretty freaking dope. That item is great. It's just like Nuka-Hana's Opinion. It fires homing missiles, or homing skulls, or homing fireballs, whatever it is, while you sprint. And the faster you go, the more they are, or the more fireballs come out. Really helpful because they home onto enemies, you don't have to aim it at all, and speed is already important and something you should already be getting a lot of. And so to have one thing that's really good, as that increases, it increases another good thing. That's a great combo. Little Disciple is top notch. Then we have the Charged Perforator. The top. I'm putting Molten Perforator right next to it. Those are both incredible. They come from Magma Worm and the Overloading Magma Worm. Basically on hit, it has a chance to either call down a Lightning Strike for the Charged Perforator, or throw a Molten Fireball for the Molten Perforator. Really, really good, especially on characters with high fire rates, like a Commando. You have both these items, you're set to win the whole thing. Then we have, I'll be honest, it's so bad, I don't know the name of the item, but it summons a bunch of Alpha Constructs, which are these little stupid triangle dudes that just sit on the wall. They don't even walk. They don't even move. They just sit there and like lazily throw projectiles at things that bounce off the wall. It's so unhelpful and lame. Almost, I mean, you pick it up, of course, but it's just not good. It's one of the worst ones. I'd avoid it. Shatter Spleen. Shatter Spleen is really good. So I'm going to put here, I personally think it's more of a cool, I guess, item, but it does have its merits. If it basically applies a different type of bleed to an enemy. So as you hit the enemy, it gets a different type of bleed, which can help Deathmark. But as you apply the bleed, if that enemy dies while bleeding, it will explode. And it's a pretty solid explosion, so they can move on to other enemies and be pretty helpful in the long run. So overall, a pretty good item. Then we have Mired Urn. I'm going to put in the cringes tier. It could be worse for sure, but it's one of the better of the bad items in my opinion, because of how passive it is. You lock on to an enemy and you start to siphon health from it. So the enemy, one, dies slowly, and you get health back. So kind of a nice 1-2. It's not that noticeable, but passively it does help out a little bit, so I'm not going to put it in the Get Pranked section. Finally, we have the Genesis Loop, often called the Gloop. It doesn't look very safe for work, but I promise it's just part of a squid, or a jellyfish, okay? I'm going to put in cool, I guess. I could get hate for this. I kind of like the Genesis Loop more than most people do. Most people would probably have it down in the C cringes range. Genesis Loop, when you hit 25% health or below, you explode just like the Wandering Vagrant does. So an enormous explosion with a ton of damage. You can usually clear out all of the enemies around you, which is super helpful. So Genesis Loop overall, not that bad. But here is our list of all the boss items in Risk of Rain 2. And a couple that technically are boss items, but like, you know, they're yellow, so whatever. This is the final list. This is correct. I will hear nothing else, but I do want to hear your opinion, so leave it in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, follow on Twitch, check it out. I'm kind of fun. I'll chat with you guys, so check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the equipment video.